Dave Ramsey doesn't know about the IUL. I found this article on his website where they attempt to explain the IUL. Let's see what he has to say. Here he gives a list of bullet points of the drawbacks of the IUL. Let's look at the first bullet point. The investments in an IUL never perform like they should because the cash portion of the premium gets eaten up with fees the insurance company takes for managing the investment. Here's an actual illustration of an IUL. Here's something I want you to keep in mind on the numbers that I'm about to show you. This is all based on a 7.35 rate of return. But in reality, this indice from 2007 to 2023 averaged 18.27%. Here is the annual cost summary. Let's take a look at the first 10 years of expenses. You have your premium charge, per policy charge, per 1,000 base, cost of insurance charge. The first 10 years, it was a total of $15,952. Based on that 7.35%, this one would have a net gain of $53,083. Now let's take a look at the first 20 years of the policy. Between all four of these expenses, it would have been a total of $27,133. But let's look at the net gain. $259,573 plus the conditional credit that you start to get in year 16, $3,516. Another thing to note about the fees is this per 1,000 base fee goes away on the 11th year. Does that look like the fees are really eating up the IUL? No, it doesn't, but let's move on. Now let's take a look at the second bullet point. Those aren't the only fees you'll face in an IUL. Commissions for the sale, administrative expenses, premium expense charges, and the surrender charge. Now let's take a look at the annual cost summary again. Do any of these say commission charges? One thing to note about the premium charge, as long as you're putting premium into the policy, there will be a charge. But if you decide to pause putting in a premium for a year or a couple of years, this charge will be a zero. Now let's address the surrender charge. But let's take a look at the accumulated value and what that is. The accumulated value is the premiums that you put in plus the interest that you earn minus the expenses. Now, this net surrender value is what you have access to. And as you can see, in the first 10 years, the accumulated value is more than the net surrender value. So if you were to cancel within the first 10 years, you will not get back your full accumulated value. So if you were to cancel in year 5, you would get back $62,055, but the accumulated value was $65,736. Not that big of a difference. As you move on through the contract, that difference decreases. And on the 11th year on, you can cancel your policy and get back the full accumulated value. I'm just covering the first 2 bullet points in this post because I didn't want to make it really long. Stand by for my next post where I debunk the rest of the bullet points.